The fourth Sunday in Ordinary Time, February 1st, 2026. As disciples of Jesus, we realize we have been chosen, selected to receive special gifts and blessings, but also to accept certain responsibilities. As usual, we treasure the gifts, but are sometimes slow to assume our tasks. We live from week to week, trying to be good Christians, observing the law. But do I feel I am growing, changing? Am I really seeking to do better? Although our long-range goal, heaven, seems distant, something for tomorrow, we need to work at it today. The prophet Zephaniah summons us to get to work. We are told what we are to seek to get to the Lord, to seek humility, to seek justice, to seek righteousness. He even calls us to be humble, perhaps the first requirement. St. Paul offers additional characteristics as wisdom, sanctification or holiness, righteousness, to achieve redemption. I wonder how many of us see them as part of our living, our to-do list today. Perhaps the answer is found in the summary of the teaching of Jesus' entire mystery, the teaching as found in the Sermon on the Mount in chapter 5 of Matthew's Gospel. There we find the 8 Beatitudes, indicating the marks reflecting what true discipleship requires. They speak clearly of gifts or virtues, as well as offering a promise of reward. We have preserved them in our hymns as they echo what both the prophet and St. Paul wrote to us today. To be happy or to be blessed requires us to be poor in spirit. In other words, to express our dependence upon God. I'm not getting there alone, but only through His grace. The great stumbling block of pride must be overcome by humility or meekness. This comes right from Zephaniah. Being pure of heart forces me to examine my intentions as I seek to grow. For example, when I pause to pray, do I tell the Lord I want to grow, and do I ask His help? The Sermon on the Mount also mentions being a peacemaker or peace builder as a requirement to see God. In our fractured and fragmented world, the first step is to spread peace in my own circumstance. With Paul, we strive for holiness or sanctification as the goal I seek. I am pursuing the reward as is clearly stated, the kingdom. Yes, these are the ideals we pursue. But how many of us might say, how hard, how many obstacles or hurdles do we face? This leads us to acknowledge that suffering persecution or mourning for the sake of Jesus. And then he even asks us to rejoice and be glad. Why? For the reward is at the end of the struggle. Just think, we have been speaking about peace and pray for the end of the war in Ukraine, the war in Gaza. But how many have died or been slaughtered while so-called negotiators have only talked? In the past few weeks, these wars have claimed so many lives. But the story of them are missing from the headlines, while others continue to die. There will be no peace without justice. The Beatitudes will be a fine lesson for us to follow, but we are told to seek, to move. It was the gospel which stated, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and then all other things will be given to you." That is our lesson and our task today. Pope Leo has called us to respect the rights and the dignity of others, to be ministers, to build the kingdom of the Lord, a kingdom of justice, of holiness, of righteousness, a kingdom of peace. God bless you.